Okay, so here we are in downtown Sunnyvale, just looking around after all the new construction. This little weird art piece here. And this whole area was closed for, well, more than a year, I think, several years even. But just a couple weeks ago, it's opened up, and now we've got these big apartments and this nice little plaza area. The water feature is turned off, but sometimes, yeah, there's this nice little like water curtain thing. It's still wet, so I guess it was on recently, but yeah, now it's off. But yeah, there's this great little plaza. Artificial turf, I think. And you've got this nice seating area over here. A whole lot of place just for people to meet. A nice third place, if you will. That's kind of a concept that's gotten a bit of attention recently. So the idea is that the home is your first place where you can be, work is a second place, and then you need kind of a third place, which is just where you can kind of hang out, meet up with people, and just spend a bit of time without, having to pay to enter. Like for like the movie theater that's there, for example. Yeah, you can meet up with people there, but you're really there to see a movie, which is kind of a paid thing. And in stores you're expected to kind of buy something, whereas in a place like this you can just kind of hang out. So yeah, I'm very glad that there's this big open area here. I think that's very much a positive thing. We've got these huge trees providing a bit of shade. It's also nice that, these buildings, they are quite imposing, I must admit, but the trees and all this kind of natural, whatever this is, I guess this might even be like kind of a play area for kids. Not sure, let's check it out. You can also sit on these, I guess. Yeah, looks like it is a kind of a play area. That's nice. And yeah, these buildings are a lot taller than anything that existed in downtown Sunnyvale up to this point. The Martin, apparently, is what that one's called. I wonder what's on top of there in that little area that's on top of this retail space. It's probably for the residents, but wouldn't be surprised if there's like a pool up there. Yeah, I guess it's probably like a common area. I like the design of those balconies too, how they kind of go back and forth like a ladder. Looks neat. Yeah, there we are. I will admit the architecture does look a little bit intimidating. It does make it look like you're in a big city with, big skyscrapers where you're just a tiny person on the ground walking around beneath them. But the fact that it's kind of open like this, and, the fact that all this space is walkable and isn't just, a road for cars, does make this a lot nicer than it otherwise would be. Here's a crossroad. I'm not sure what this building is. Probably an office of some kind. And that one too. But yeah, this is the only... Well, it's not the only car-centric space around here. I mean, there's, the parking lot. But this area, not sure if it's ever going to open up to cars or if it's just intended to be kind of a permanently walkable thing. They have the bollards, so I assume it's kind of a semi-permanent thing. in the sense that for now it's for pedestrians only, but it kind of has the option of opening up to cars for whatever reason, which honestly I don't mind. I like that it's like not kind of permanently either turned into a road or into a pedestrian space. I think it's totally fine to have kind of a, to have the option to change afterwards if that's something that people want. Well, yeah, this area back here, not much to see. There's just the parking lots for all these spaces, and then of course this big parkade that really serves the entire downtown Sunnyvale area. About the gas pipes, of course. Public parking spaces available full. I think that's because it's not open yet. Yeah, it says on the sign there. I don't know if you can see that. Full as well. But yeah, I assume that's just because it's not open, because I don't think I've never seen anyone actually drive into there yet. Why don't we go around this way? So there is all this retail space that's still under construction, as you can see. Warning, construction area. Can't really see much inside there, just some construction stuff. I like that the sidewalk here is very wide, at least compared to like the standard sidewalk width. Right, like on that side it's basically just the standard width, maybe plus a little bit on the side, but here it's like double or even triple wide, which is nice, for a downtown area. It's good that they've kind of left the space for people to be, so that it's not super crowded. And yeah, this is definitely going to be a retail space, because I'm sure that, I guess this building is called the City Line. Scan a QR code for information. I'm not going to do that, but there's the code if you want it. And I guess this will be like a business directory that kind of shows what these shops are all going to be. Interesting kind of pattern on here. I don't know if you can see that. There we go, you might see that a bit better. But yeah, on the other side it's really more of the same, but these new buildings are a lot taller, that's for sure. I wonder if there is some kind of new, city council legislation that allowed them to build these buildings taller than they had been able to in the past. Because I guess these ones over here are like what do you call that, a 4+1? Right, you've got 4, at least judging by the windows. You've got 4 levels of residential on top of 1 level of commercial, on top of the retail. Whereas these ones, I mean, these are offices, right? So, at least I think they are. I mean, they don't have balconies. I assume that they're offices. But they are... I mean, this one at least looks about as tall as that one, but the other building is taller for sure, and the residential ones that we saw were also absolutely huge compared to these 4+1s. And here we are on the other side of this pedestrianized street. And yeah, these bollards are, I don't know if they're like automatic or how they work, but they're definitely retractable somehow. Maybe that's for like events or something. Really like how this looks with that big like arch. I haven't really seen anything like that in these kinds of buildings. you know, it's definitely an efficient use of space because, you know, of course, that area that we walk through is just accessible to the public, right? Anyone can walk through there. It's not private property. But at the same time, the physical space on top of it is also used to, you know, to provide housing, which is really nice. I like the efficiency of that. It's something that I think we could use a lot more of, is that kind of innovative design. A lot of places to sit here as well. I mean, I guess this stuff is for like anti-skateboarder things. But yeah, I mean, there's no like, you know, anti-homeless kind of architecture here, which is also good to see. It's not, you know, hostile in that sense. Can we see anything that's inside there, or is it just kind of empty? Yeah, it's just empty. Not much to see in there. But yeah, so I'm glad that this construction is finished, at least on the outside, because for a while this whole area was kind of not very pleasant to be in, just because of, you know, all these sidewalks were closed, all these roads were like, you know, I mean, you know how construction is, right? The area is just like not available for anyone to be in, and then suddenly, you know, it seems like all of these construction projects on the outside at least finished at almost the same time, which is really kind of transformed this area into a much nicer place to be. Nice little covered area too. Wonder what the purpose of this is. See, I wonder if that was actually a requirement for having these tall buildings, is like a minimum amount of outdoor space that surrounds it. Like with these wide sidewalks and that little covered area that we just saw. I wouldn't be surprised if that amount of space was a condition for being able to build these things as tall as they are. I think that just kind of makes it a lot more well, you know, good for the developers because they get more space, and good for the community because we get all this public space that is accessible to anyone. There's still some construction going on here, by the way. I'm actually not quite sure exactly what they're doing. Let's actually cross the street and see. So yeah, over there is parking, but over here, I think this is like the project management kind of area for some of these construction projects. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case. But yeah, there we are. There's the walkable Murphy Street, by the way, which is it's nice. I think that was converted during the pandemic into a pedestrian-only area, and you know, the people loved it, and so I guess the city just decided, hey, let's make this a permanent thing, which is really nice. Alright, well, I guess that's probably it for this walking tour. We've kind of circled the main downtown area that has all the new construction. Started just over there by the Target and by the movie theater. And yeah, why don't we head back there and finish the tour back where we started. Oh, and they've got these park rules here. Cool. No bicycles. Alright. Fair enough, I suppose. Oh, and you can see the water feature there is kind of dripping a little bit. Don't know if you can see that on camera. It's definitely dripping though. Also, it's kind of funny how this is already rusting. Like, again, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but yeah, the whole surface is like kind of a rust brown. The rocks look really cool though. Alright, and that's it for the tour. Yeah, overall I really like this place now. Certainly much better than it was a couple months ago. Alright, let me know what you think. Thanks for watching.